Reagan was elected to the presidency, he installed Louis Giuffrida as head of FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Giuffrida was an old cold warrior from Reagan's California days whose specialty was suppression of unrest and dissent. Giuffrida, North, and George Bush began to turn FEMA into an instrument of domestic anti-terrorism.
You're dealing with a group of people in the Reagan administration who equated political dissent with treason, and who cannot differentiate between emergency procedures, which I think everyone agrees are necessary, and suppressing political dissent. And with North and Poindexter and Casey, you had a group of people who saw Americans who disagree with them as the enemy.
What they call a red or blue list. Those on the red list will be woken up at 4 a.m. and taken to the camps and probably killed. There's concentration camps. In 1984, under Ronald Reagan, he signed a bill that turned the King Alfred Plan into Rex 84 to include not only people of color like black people, to include the Latinos to be rounded up. It's called Rex 84. Through Rex 84, they can turn their Navy and Army bases into concentration or prison camps. If you don't believe me, check out the Fort Dix camp in New Jersey. It's called Rex 84. This stuff is legislation, folks. We didn't make this up. Congress know about this. The Senate know about this. They haven't told you because if you knew, the whole earth, the whole America would be in a state of emergency right now.
Civilian labor camps.
Huh?
They got civilian labor camps all throughout the U.S. The largest one is in Alaska.
Yes.
That's a fact. Yeah, I've seen one in Holton, Maine.
I need you to say, come here, come over, talk to me, brother, come on.
Yeah, man, I'm just...
Say it again.
He's right. Like, I lived in Maine, and then in Holton, Maine, it's a civilian labor camp. It's funded by the government. And basically it's this big fenced off area with like watchtowers in this field, and it's got this big building that looks like a prison. There's a checkpoint in the front, and they had military doing exercises, but there's like tractor trailer trucks with the back of them. They had like these boxes like with bars or whatnot, and they were doing drills, like pretending like, you know, there was people on the tractor trailer trucks running them off and like, you know, doing the whole, I don't know, drills. But they're training the military and everything. They have civilian labor camps. It's a fact. He's right.
And I'm going to read it. Thank you, man. Civilian labor camp. They're not telling you anything. They're just filling you with the airwaves, and Satan is the principality of the powers of the air. They're going to just continue to program you until they wake you up and make you go to your train stations. They're not telling you this. Your preachers are not telling you this. When they declare martial law, they will use your stepping, fetching preacher to guide you to the trains and tell you to follow your government. That's what's about to happen, man. And because you trust your preacher and think he's a man of God, you're going to follow him to your death. Christ spoke of these camps. Christ spoke of those that would follow him would have to go through persecution at the end. So we out here begging you, man, to understand and wake up, man. Begging you. We're going to lose so many people, brothers and sisters. We're going to find out your government is at war with you. They're at war with you. They're not looking for Al-Qaeda. You is Al-Qaeda.
Thank you.
They're at war with you, man. Here it is, they say they're chasing people with turbans, but yet now, they're locking us up under terrorist legislation now. Calling us terrorists now. They're not looking for people in turbans, man. We are the terrorists. There's more. The red list. Here's the people that are placed on red list. I know we're on the red list, but I'm going to read it. These people are the enemies of the New World Order. They are the leaders of patriot groups, outspoken ministers like us, outspoken talk show hosts, community leaders, outspoken and probably net leaders. These people will be dragged out of their homes at 4 a.m. and will be taken to FEMA detention centers and killed. Now don't say it can't happen, because after Jewish people can this happen. And like I said earlier, if they did this to their own, what you think they're going to do to you? It says here, this will take place approximately 2 weeks before martial law is enforced. So before they bring forth martial law, now I'm going to tell you how they're going to bring forth martial law. Our government, the same one that let 9/11 happen, will plan another attack within this country. That's going to bring forth martial law. And I'm going to show you how all this links to the Bible. Okay? It's going to be martial law. No more TV. No more cell phones, folks. No more communication. They're letting you do this now to keep you busy. Your TV going to be off. Your cell phones will be confiscated. And you will be guided to your death.
Go ahead.
This is not another subject. We have a very great problem in this country today, and I wonder if you would use your leadership to counteract the rumors, the rumor mongers that are abroad in the land, who are spreading all these rumors and scaring people to death. Large segments of our citizens believe that the United Nations is taking over whole blocks of counties in Kentucky and Tennessee, and some of them, they believe that we're in a concentration camp, and they're going to give our army to Russia and all that baloney.
The issue is, we live in an interdependent world. We have to cooperate with people. We're better off when we do. We're better off with NATO. We're better off with the United Nations. We're better off when these countries can work together. So I just think for folks that are worried about this out in the country, they need to be thinking about how we're not going to give up our freedom or our independence, but we're not going to go it alone into the 21st century either. We're going to work together, and we have to.
This is the south side of Chicago. This is an area set up as a FEMA camp. This small enclosed portion of this camp is designed solely for the purpose of maintaining people who are against the current administration. They had 200 people in this small cage, and you can see that they have other supplies for furthering their detention. We have no idea how this is being done, kept away from the major media, but clearly it is. 200 people here is inhumane and completely wrong. In America, this just shouldn't.
The gentleman yields back the balance of his time. For what purpose does the gentleman from Oregon rise? Without objection.
Most Americans would agree that it would be prudent to have a plan to provide for the continuity of government and the rule of law in case of a devastating terrorist attack or natural disaster. A plan that provides for the cooperation, the coordination, and continued functioning of all three branches of the government. The Bush administration tells us they have such a plan. They introduced a little sketchy public version that's clearly inadequate and doesn't really tell us what they have in mind. But they said, don't worry, there's a detailed classified version. But now they've denied the entire Homeland Security Committee of the United States House of Representatives access to their so-called detailed plan to provide for continuity of government. They say, trust us. Trust us, the people who brought us Katrina, to be competent in face of a disaster. Trust us, the people who brought us warrantless wiretapping and other excesses eroding our civil liberties. Trust us. Maybe the plan just really doesn't exist, and that's why they won't show it to us. I don't know. Or maybe there's something there that's outrageous. The American people need their elected representatives to review this plan for the continuity of government.
The gentleman's time has expired. For what purpose does the gentleman from Texas rise? Request permission to address the House for 1 minute. Without objection.
While I have no doubt that the NWO creators at the CIA have their own list of people to round up and terminate, the actual proper agency behind the now infamous Red Blue List is none other than FEMA Black Ops. FEMA is not here to primarily help you. Under a full state of martial law, FEMA is here to send you to their detention camps to sort out who shall live and who shall die. Those unfortunates whose names are found among the millions of fellow Americans on FEMA Red Blue lists will never come out of the FEMA camps alive, although they may have to go through hell before they are finally terminated. Such offenders are essentially deemed resistors of the New World Order, as my CIA and military insiders told me personally. Oh, all of us in the CIA know all about the concentration camps in America and their purpose. We all know that their purpose is to terminate resistors of the New World Order under martial law.